I might sound ignorant, but who the fuck discovered Canada?
Technically, we do for a foreign attack. Am I right or wrong?
It ain't gonna happen. Long it take for her to answer the door, the uglier she is.
Killing and cooking chickens and burying them motherfuckers in the backyard, so it's getting rat infested because they digging it up. The stench was everywhere.
who gonna ride over Social Security? You 65 plus. You chilling. You just go sit at the house and complain. Well, they cut my Social Security off.
Everybody's got a point of view. Yeah, you know it's true. Talking about life, religion and the rules, politics, culture, yeah, it's all on cue. Racism, sexism, we put it on the floor, but their words are theirs and nothing more. Every thought they say, it's theirs alone. It don't reflect us, no, just their tone. Comments and vibes is how they feel, but they share, that's their own deal. Agree or not, that's up to you. Everyone's voice deserves a debut, but what they say is just their own song. We keep the vibe moving right along.
Welcome back to Zealous Vibes, where there's nothing off the table. Relationships, conspiracies, culture, if it's happening, we're talking about it. You got your opinions, your stories, your questions, and guess what? So do we. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and don't go nowhere because this show right here, we're going to be talking about relationships and our veterans. So hey, let me go ahead and set the vibe for today. You got your host, D. Will, giving you my personal point of view and perspective on life with my experiences. Also, the point of view of others who may want to weigh in on this conversation and how they feel and how they think about the topics we have today. Let me go ahead and let my co-hosts introduce themselves.
Hey, your boy Tone Black. No longer a boy, but I feel like a man. 42, standing tall as I can, and here to give my drunken opinions, thoughts, and shit, some nonsense here and there, and just a little laugh or two.
To your left, you just got Dre. I'm just a nigga that know a little about a lot and a lot about a little.
I did want to talk about this shit. Maybe I put your input on some of this stuff right here. Since this week is Veterans Day, I want to give a shout out to all my veterans out there, fellow veterans.
Who?
Those who still serving in the military, no matter what branch it is. And for those who going to serve in the military, if you thought about it, go ahead and sign up. I bet you'll better your life. But I was looking at some stuff, and maybe y'all can make sense of some of these wars that we had. So this actually coming from the VA, Department of Veteran Affairs, on American Wars. And I'm not going to read all this shit out. I just want to just break a few things down. The American Revolutions, which they taught us in school for our history, which went from 75 to 83. I really don't have any questions about that. I don't even have questions about the War of 1812. Once again, they taught that in school, the War of 1812. But what was it really about?
Yeah, I got questions about that. Like, how is some countrymen gonna defeat an entire nation of organized military?
So you saying that it's...
I don't know.
Fiction?
Yeah, I don't think it went down the way they say it went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got the British Army who done went around the world conquering everybody, and they come over here to lose to some foot soldiers. I mean, some people doing guerrilla warfare. I can understand if these people were native to the land, then they would have an advantage. But these are migrants too. Like they still new to the land over here, so you don't have that much of an advantage over a civilized army, an organized army. So I don't think it went the way it went.
I failed American history, so all I can do is give you opinions on shit.
Me too.
My facts ain't all factual.
Right.
Yeah. But it's just like looking at it from the outside looking in, just some bunch of ragtag 13 colonies. You know, they wasn't organized. There wasn't no United States military at that time.
Right.
You know, but then you got the redcoats coming. Like, come on.
That was what, British?
Yeah, it was British people.
Yeah.
And they done went around the world at that point.
Yeah.
Well, when you really think about it, all we got is what they told us, because we wasn't actually... A few people was here to maybe, I don't know, whatever war you talking about.
It's about 1700s.
But whatever's in these books is what they want you to know. How many wars they done told us about that we actually lost? Most of them we come out victorious, right? In some sense, from what they tell us, because that's what they want us to hear.
Right.
They ain't finna be like, man, we some motherfucking losers. Like, man, nah.
A lot of people say we lost Vietnam.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's my point in this
My
paper.
pastor was in it. He told us shit. That shit was ugly.
Yeah.
So this next one is the Indian War. From 17 to 98.
Massacre.
Indian War. We talking about the natives Indian
Yeah.
War. And that went on from 1817 to 1898. Is that
God.
that's not is that even a war?
No.
That's a takeover.
Yeah, it's just genocide.
That's a
at that
cleanse.
point. Yeah.
And was they really Indians? Because if he set out to find India and found these people, these indigenous people, he just called them Indians because
Once
he was
again.
looking for India.
Once again,
Like,
Right.
that's how this got doctrine over here. We, I'm gonna say we, they, we, whoever, because I was in the military now. We named them, and because we named them, we written it down in our history as the name we gave them,
Right.
and that became what they say, his story. You know how
Yeah.
they play on.
That's
that was
a-
our story.
Yeah, that's the story of the white men around the world. I mean, that's what they do. So every time you go somewhere and conquer it, they got to rename it and rebrand it to something that, you know, fits their narrative.
And
You
let me
know.
get one thing straight. When I say our story, I'm not talking about me personally. I'm talking about the United States.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like right now, when I say our story.
Our
yeah,
story,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, because that ain't my story. That ain't my. I'll tell my story another day.
I might sound ignorant, but who the fuck discovered Canada?
Right? Why Canada didn't discover America?
Yeah, like what's going on? That's all one big land and shit.
Land
They
mass,
just put
yeah.
And they just stopped over here.
Imaginary line.
Yeah.
between it, yeah.
Well, they get you thinking though.
Mexico too. Like, oh, like come on now.
Which brings up the next one, Mexican War. 46 to 48. Now that was a war, I guess, because that's only 2 years.
That was just between Mexico and like Texas and a little Louisiana. and
Because they was
shit.
trying to fight over that border or whatever to
Yeah.
split up our nation from the Mexicans. Or Mexico, my bad. Yeah. So that was only that. But then we get to one that everybody should know. We get almost current, but not current. Civil War, which was 61 to 65. And let's see. I'm trying to see the death total because I have the death total in here, but it only say unions. If you've seen this, they have the death total on almost all wars but this one.
Damn.
And
They
it
don't
don't,
say
it
it.
don't even say it on here. Now, this is coming from the Department of Veteran Affairs.
Yeah,
They
so
don't
they
want
should
the-
have that documentation.
Yeah.
That's domestic terrorism. They don't
Right.
want to put that out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Now, somebody make sense of this for me. We got the Mexican War, right? Which was in 46 to 48.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the Spanish-American War. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm with you, Tom. I never was good at this whole history thing or whatever. But just reading the title, what's the difference between... Well, I know the difference between Spanish-American. But now we're not saying Mexican-American. We're saying Spanish.
I think that was more
American.
so in like Louisiana because that's where they had the Creole people coming up, the French.
Oh, okay.
I'm not all the way for sure.
No, that's
but-
right. That's right. Because
Yeah.
different parts of the United States was actually owned by other countries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the southern part down there, Florida, Spain, and all
Yeah, I
that.
think Spain had New Orleans and
And
all
I
that
said
shit.
Florida and Spain. Florida and Louisiana and all that shit. That was really owned by the Spanish.
So technically, this was still part of the takeover. That's what it is?
Yeah.
Or to unite
Yeah.
the colonies or the nations.
To expand their territory.
There we go.
basically.
To be real with it. To expand the territory.
Yeah. That's where you get all, like you say, the Louisiana Purchase and all that. But they even say that transaction didn't even go through because the money they sent over, the gold, the ship sunk. So they didn't even get payment for that.
So I guess you're right, because this is what it said, World War. World War. I can't even say that.
World War.
There you go.
Yeah.
So this was actually the first, technically, say it for me.
World War.
Because I say war, I can't say it.
Yeah.
World, there we go. World War.
Yeah.
I gotta like focus real hard on that shit. So this technically was the first World War.
No.
No, that was just a little piece of property a motherfucker wanted, really.
Yeah.
That was my.
That was the first one involving America.
Yeah.
But because you got countries like Rome who was invading places around the world, Greece.
I don't know if you got it on there, but I'm gonna let you go. But as you go, shit, in Philadelphia, they had a domestic terrorism on their own city. They bombed the bitch.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The government
Yeah.
that dropped a bomb on them from a helicopter.
What was the the nature of why they did it?
It was the people called, I think their last name was Africa or something. It was a group of people that pretty much, they was doing like holistic shit. They was growing their own shit, and they had this whole little block like roped off.
So they had their own
little community that they stuck to, where they policed themselves type shit. Really what it was, they was annoying the fuck out of people because it's in Philly, and then you got middle class black people around them. You got these motherfuckers killing and cooking chickens and burying them motherfuckers in the backyard, so it's getting rat infested because they digging it up. The stench was everywhere. And these motherfuckers will be out there on them big ass horns, them speakerphone things, and they preaching they word or whatever they believe throughout the night, all times of the hour. And the middle class black people and everybody surrounding got upset. And finally the government, they stepped in and tried to do some shit, and I think one of their cops got killed or something. And after that, it was all hell. They came in, they tried to find the head dude. I forgot his name. I should have looked it up, but it was just coming off the top. And they tried to go in and do it, but they boarded that bitch up like a fort. So they boarded all the windows and all that. And they couldn't get in there, so they was like, fuck it. They dropped a bomb on that bitch, burnt down the whole thing. The fire trucks came. They was like, let that bitch burn.
So we had NATO at that time, do you know? Because I'm curious if that's like terrorism on our own people, right?
That's
and
domestic
we
terrorism.
at one point fuck with other nations about how they gas their people and fuck with their people.
But was that the first one?
Don't
or was
come over here and tell us what to do. We'll tell you what to do.
Was that the first one, or was the one in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the first one?
I don't
Black
know which
Wall
one
Street.
was first. I think it was the summer of like 70. It was, matter of fact, it's why they had the We Are the World concert. Because of the shit in Africa.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah.
Or, I mean, it's not Africa, but the African people in Philly. That's why they had the We Are the World. It was actually a couple months after or before that when they bombed it.
Okay, so that was the second one. The first one was definitely the one in Oklahoma, Black Wall Street.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They did that shit from like hot air balloon type shit. Drop bombs on people.
I know nothing about this shit.
Yeah,
What,
that
Black-
Philly
Black
shit
Wall
was
Street?
wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wicked too.
That's what the
that
Gap
kinda-
Band song was about. They dropped a bomb on me, baby.
Yeah. I heard it was about something, but I didn't know what it
Gap
was.
actually stood for the street names. From that place.
That's fucked up what we do though.
Yeah.
I mean, we make his name. Well, hold on. We always, when I say we,
But that really wasn't the
United
government.
States.
That was like racist white people.
Yeah.
Though,
But we always make songs
Yeah.
out of the horror shit that we do.
Yeah.
The Philly shit.
That's how we
wasn't
do our
even that
history.
old.
We always did our history in some form or
This
fashion.
land is your land. This land is my land.
How it's gonna
From
be yours and mine.
California. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's yours, but it's mine too.
Yeah.
From here to there. We make songs of this shit. This shit crazy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it was in '85 when they did Philly like that.
Oh, okay.
We was
Damn.
alive.
Yeah.
Damn.
Summer of '85. It's a book wrote by John Monroe. You can read it, or it's an audio.
Shit.
Yeah,
I was like 4 years old when that happened. Then
yeah. Wicked.
So then we got the war that everybody know. World War One ended from 1917 to 1918. No, that was 5 years after the Spanish War. And once again, they said that was the war of the world, that Spanish War. And then 5 years later, 15 years later, my bad. 15 years later, we have World War One. And then World War II in 41 to 45. And to finish this up, the Korean War, then Vietnam War, 75, and then this is our era right here, the Desert Storm, Desert Shield,
I remember that.
90s, 91.
What war was it when they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima?
That would have been, was that Korea or Vietnam?
World
World
War
War
II.
II?
I believe so.
Yeah. That's Japanese?
Yeah, Hiroshima.
Japan? Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, it was Japan.
Because that was the time
That was Pearl Harbor.
Correct me. Yeah, Pearl Harbor.
Right
That was the
after
time
Pearl
that we actually got attacked on our own soil, right?
But was that
From
our
another
soil though?
nation.
That was Hawaii.
Pearl Harbor.
They attacked Hawaii.
And then we just called it ours later.
Yeah, but it wasn't mainland. Nobody
It wasn't
really attacked
mainland.
mainland
So
America
nobody.
yet. I don't even think 9/11 was a foreign attack.
That's the thing about it's not foreign.
Yeah. So has anybody ever attacked
So technically,
America on its own soil?
So technically, we do for a foreign attack. Am I right or wrong?
It ain't gonna happen though.
I seen how many nuclear missiles they got. I was just looking at some nonsense not too long ago. America has the most, but we had the smallest ones. But the devastation it causes is outrageous. But I want to say Russia got the biggest one. It's like the same size as the fucking Empire, not the Empire State Building. What's that? The tall bitch, the green bitch in New York?
Oh, Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. They got one that
Who the
tall.
fuck would build a bomb that big, bro?
And it's not even as I mean, yeah, it is. The
That's
media
what we started
impact
at.
is only like 18 mile radius. So altogether, it's like I think it was like 43 diameter or something like that.
Yeah.
A little bit over 18. But the impact of the thermal and everything, if they dropped it in New York, I think that bitch, you would have seen it all the way down to the Carolinas.
That's fucking retarded, bro. That's a demonic mind who would
But
make
when you
something
think
like
about
that.
it, we kind of straight in Texas now. That bitch ain't gonna hit down here unless they come from the bottom.
Yeah.
Then you gotta go up through Mexico and shit. I don't think they having that.
Man, but Russians, they got
But they can set it off from anywhere.
They got weapons down there in Cuba and shit though.
The shit,
Yeah.
they'll set it off and it'll go anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I gotta pull it up where I seen it.
I was arguing with my cousin about that. He was like, "Man, these people crazy." I said, "But you got to think, is it really gonna be a nuclear war? I don't think
Nah.
it is, because even if they are all that crazy enough to hit the red button, where the fuck you gonna go?" He's like, "Oh, they got underground bunkers." I was like, "Yeah, but can you really live underground for 150
Yeah,
years?"
the
That's the
radiation
problem. You're
still gonna be
fucking up
around.
the
Yeah,
planet.
yeah.
And
You
once
still
fuck
got to
up
live
the
on it.
planet, yeah.
They not going to Mars.
You don't have enough food. You don't have enough resources to stay underground.
I know they got them big ass bunkers, but still,
Yeah. But it's gonna take
but
like
it is where they came
I don't
from.
know,
so.
thousands of years for
Okay.
the planet to like
It's like hundreds of years.
hundreds
Like,
of years
yeah.
before it like
As big as that motherfucker is, I think they only had like about 28 of them. The U.S. got like 600 nuclear weapons with 200 on submarines right now ready. So we got the most active and ready to go. But everybody else, they got their shit. They got like 40, 80, 100 and shit. We out here suited up, but ours the smallest. But when you got that many, they got some, it drop out like 8 of them at a time and shit. So it could take out a bigger portion. The shit was interesting.
Now, that's the only thing I used to like about the alien research. They was like, they destroy nuclear weapons and shit like that. Like, just come destroy all this shit, bro. Just put everybody at square one.
What's the point of having nuclear weapons, man?
I don't know.
Like mass destruction like that is not good for anybody. So why do it?
Yeah.
the only way that you can make this happen is to be able to launch your weapons and shoot down theirs before theirs get in your area. But at the same time, we're talking about the environment. You're still gonna fuck up the environment.
Yeah. If we in the enclosed environment like we are, no matter where you shoot them, everybody will get the radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
You know.
Fucking up one nation is gonna throw the whole fucking ecosystem off in the world. Even if you're fucking with the seasons or whatever, it's gonna fuck something up.
Yeah, you can fuck up the water, the land, all that shit.
The rain,
Yeah.
Weapons ain't gonna give you power. Money gonna give you more power than a weapon would.
Right.
Whoever got the most money and the most resources and shit, that's whoever come together the most. If you can get this whole motherfucker to come together, no more racism and shit, we the strongest motherfucking nation. Not to say we not, because I'm an American, if you say so, but
But yeah, that's what the fight over Africa is about. Because that's where all the world's resources is technically. Because Europe wouldn't be shit if they wasn't importing shit from Africa. They would have been off the planet. They would have been erased. Their population already declining.
What we leave off at? There's a story. We have the American War. This must say the American War total from 1775 1991. I think that's the whole thing. Global War on Terrorism. That's the one that I was in.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Terrorism.
Yeah. 2001. But that's what I'm saying. That this mug said terrorist. 2001 to 2021. That's 20 years.
Right.
Is that really a war?
is it over?
Yeah.
When did it stop?
Oh, one of them presidents came in and they call themselves bringing people back and they stopped.
Because you took people out and stopped?
Right.
Yeah, because we had people over there fucking with the so-called terrorists.
So they
Hold on, that was
if
that
you
Trump,
mind your
though?
business, we'll mind
Count the
ours.
years. What's that?
Yeah,
Hold on, that was
2021.
Trump.
Yeah.
That was Trump, right? Was it Trump?
Yeah, 2021.
1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, that was Biden. Oh,
Obama.
no. That was
Obama.
Obama.
Who's the last terrorist we
No, they
stopped?
did 4 years, don't they, right?
Oh, yeah, no, that was Biden, yeah, when he first started, because Trump got out in 20.
Yeah, because I don't know if you remember, Trump said that he set up some shit with the Taliban, and because they did what they did and pulled out and did all that other shit, that some shit gonna start happening now. Because that way they pulled out and they messed up whatever he set up with Taliban. Make it sound like that he was in the bed with the terrorists.
What, a fucking treaty to stop the war?
No, actually, I think it was we giving them money and shit.
Oh, we
And
been
allow-
doing that.
And allow them doing shit.
We been doing
Yeah,
that.
and
That's,
then
that's since
they
the
cut-
Bushes.
Yeah, and then they cut the shit off and pulled out. So we can't do shit if we ain't over there. So once they take us out of there, you know, even though we still got people over there, but still, once they take the masses out, there's less we can do.
I mean, why are we interfering in their business anyway? If they want to fight and destroy themselves, then shit, let them do it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
So where you think we headed with Trump now? You think this all finna smooth over? You think it's finna amp up?
As far as domestically
Yeah,
or
as far
worldwide?
as domestic, like going to wars or aiding countries and shit.
Yeah, I think he better cut that shit out because we already gave too much money to Ukraine. I think Trump finna.
I think if anything, it's gonna
Cut
be
that
more
off.
of an internal thing.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna try to make it where American can be more self-sufficient.
yeah.
But I think some people will not like that, and that just cause frustration in America. I don't think they can really do too much shit about it, but that's just how I feel about that. Now, is it gonna start riots and shit like that? I think the only time it's gonna start riots when they start messing with people's social securities, or you start messing with people's money. Pretty much, you mess with their benefits and their money, then you may get some riots. You may get some people acting an ass and showing out or whatever.
Because the people who's gonna affect is too goddamn old. who gonna ride over Social Security? You 65 plus. You chilling. You just gonna sit at the house and complain. Well, they cut my Social Security, y'all.
But I heard they well.
It ain't gonna be there for us.
I haven't read this myself, so that's
Yeah.
my disclosure.
Okay.
This is word of mouth here from people that I don't even know if it's a reliable source. But I heard that he's supposedly cutting off the stamps, food stamps and shit like that, and aid. So now let me be real with y'all. To me, if you do that, I mean, technically, that will bring some relief to the dollar bills for the taxpayers, because then we as taxpayers or whoever is not paying into that system. Am I right or wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. Or we not paying into shit because we print our own money. Which one is it?
Yeah, that's the whole that's the whole scam about it. You know, we print our own money. We devaluing our own dollar. But as far as the helping people, it's gonna cause more of a problem because we cut off the stamps.
You talking about more violence?
Yeah.
They're gonna get rid of the,
'Cause it's more poor
the
white
dollar
people.
anyway.
Yeah. It's more poor white people own stamps and government assistance than it is any other.
That shit
demographic.
already been in the works. That's why
So
they
if you
came
cut that
out with
off-
debit cards and credit cards and
Oh,
Apple Pay. Nobody carry cash no more, really.
Yeah.
No, not unless you go into the strip club, baby.
Yeah.
That's it.
I want to go today.
Today.
Yeah, I want to go today.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've been trying to push that cashless society for a long ass time. It's still in the works though.
I heard Bitcoin up like a motherfucker, 4,000.
77,000.
77?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
I wish I'd have kept mine back in the day.
I wish I would have got it back in the day when at ground zero when we first heard
That
about
would
it.
have been lovely, but
Man.
I got it in at like 31,000.
Mm-hmm.
I should have kept it.
God damn.
Did they fix the whole people having problem pulling their money out of Bitcoins? I know a couple of years people were trying to cash some money out and they wouldn't honor the shit, or they wouldn't pay exactly what it was worth.
You know what's dope?
What?
I seen some shit on YouTube on a tangent. Motherfucker, you know some of the machines where you put the quarter in and drop money, $100 bills and shit? They had one with
They had Bitcoins in there.
Man, let a nigga get two of them bitches. I'm straight.
See, then I'd be like, can you really believe that though? So you put some coins in there and you get a Bitcoin worth, am I thousands of dollars?
77,000 for one.
What
Now, how
it?
many
An
coins?
actual coin?
It's a coin, but it's got a value and a number on it to where you put it in and all that
I
type
was say,
shit.
how the motherfucker who put it in the machine get it?
So remember, I don't know if you did
They
this.
probably got it when it was early.
Oh.
Probably was only $100 or so. They
But
just
then
had it
again,
since
they
then.
gotta have a lot of them to put them in machines around. The
No,
country.
they only have like one or two in the machine. The rest be like $100
But how many
bills and
machines?
quarters.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Wherever they got them.
Yeah.
I just
Because I
seen the
remember
video.
those machines
Yeah.
at like Chuck E. Cheese and shit. You put the little coins in
Yeah.
and then they slide the shit. That's what you're talking about?
Baby
Yeah.
Buster
Put it
type
in and
shit.
slide
Yeah.
the shit.
They build like a big thing of coins and put hundreds in it and got
Yeah.
big coins on the side and shit.
I gotta see this because now I got questions.
Yeah, find
I
out
see it.
when they got it and how much it's worth right
Yeah,
now.
like how you get all of these coins and put them in these machines? Like, where are you coming from? There's only a finite amount of coins.
Yeah.
You know, so, there's only so many coins that's out there.
Yeah.
So how the fuck did you get them?
Or maybe it's just a percentage of it because I can't believe it to be a whole big coin.
Yeah,
Right.
Like, if
Now, I
that's
can
the
see
case,
Yeah.
I can see that.
because the man had $5,000 and he got all quarters and just kept feeding it till he cleared that bitch. But after he spent $5,000, he only really made like about $2,000. But he was only there for 10 minutes.
Damn.
But who got $5,000 just to waste? What if you wouldn't have got
quarters.
that shit?
God,
That's some
$5,000 in quarters?
Four motherfucking popcorn buckets full of quarters.
Damn.
Damn.
But anyway, that's just a tangent, man. This is bullshit.
Yeah, pull that shit in on a wheelbarrow.
I think we're about the same, close to the same age. All born in the 80s, somewhere in the 80s,
Yes, sir.
somewhere around there. Coming up when we was dating and shit, it wasn't like this social media game these days. The catfishing and the hustles that they got, the trickery that they got. We used to meet in person and shit. So today we're just gonna talk about the difference between the late 90s, that's when we was dating, to now. Things gradually changed because I remember some of the first social media shit was, y'all remember AOL Messenger?
Yeah,
AOL Messenger, Black Planet. You know, I did some research. I was looking around online today, right? And I was like, what are some of the things, the social media sites that was coming out? You know, they didn't list Black Planet at all.
Yeah.
I shit you not. I had to see that paper.
Black people shit.
That's what I was saying. I was like, how they just gonna cut out Black Planet? And Black Planet actually dropped in 1999. Like, it was developed in 1999, and it didn't get hot until like 2001.
Who compiled the list?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I ain't use none of that. I ain't got no social media.
No, none of that.
I need back in the day.
I mean, I had, motherfucking MySpace. I thought
MySpace.
MySpace was the shit.
Yeah.
You got your little music playing and everything.
Yeah.
Now I don't got Instagram, Facebook. I don't got shit.
Yeah. Back in the day, it was some type of courtship, I guess. Like, you had to, like, approach the female. You was like, not you, huh?
How far back is we going? Because if you want to take it back, it was a note that said, "Will you go with me?"
That's what
Yes
I'm
or no?
saying.
Yeah,
That's what
for
I'm
real,
saying.
for real,
So
yeah.
back in the day, you started off physically, personally,
Real human
engaged.
interactions,
Yeah, real human actions. Talking to the individual that you was into.
Right.
Like, if it was the note or if it was... I'm going to tell you, my shit was on Valentine's Day. I ain't going to lie. But on Valentine's Day, shit, that was the time to shine. Little candy, little some cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it started off with a note or some type of notion that you liked them. And then from there, it went to phone calls, landlines,
Chat lines.
chat lines.
Boy.
Say, back when you had voicemails, you set up with the music in the back. Hey,
Exactly.
I'm not here right now.
Right? We used to
You know
record that shit from the radio. and
Off the
stuff.
radio, yeah.
Yeah.
Make your little mixtape.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is too much access now. That's really what's fucking up relationships. Really,
Mm-hmm.
it's just too much access. You got to think about back in the day, like you say, we had to be human interaction. I equate that to like if you want to go fishing, we used to go fish in the creek. You know what I'm saying? Now it kind of spread out to motherfucking go fish to a pond. We go fish to a local lake. But now with the internet, it's like you can go fish the whole 7 seas. You got access to people who in Houston, California, New York, Pakistan, France. You can go all over the world and find a female. Back in the day, you couldn't. You just deal with the females that you found locally. So with that much access, it's almost like sensory overload. You're like, why would I be faithful when I could just go find a bad one back in Mississippi somewhere? You know what I'm saying? I could take a little quick trip, pick up one from Mississippi, versus dealing with the headache I got right here in Dallas. You know
And I
what I'm
used to be like, oh, I just keep it because I'm trying to keep in touch with friends from high school and shit. Of course you is, because you ain't
another
never
layer.
get the bitch then.
Exactly. That's another layer to it. Yeah.
And
Let me
then-
see what she look like now.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the distance shit, man. Like, back in the day, if you wanted to have a long distance relationship, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of my story. Not all of it. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Back in the day, when I joined the military, and I still had me one, I used to get mail. It was no fucking Instagram. It wasn't no TikTok. It wasn't no DM me. I had to wait
That was the best feeling in the
for
world.
the
when you get some
mail to come in.
Snail mail.
Yeah, to get it, to read it. And I ain't gonna lie, she used to put that little scent on that shit.
Yeah.
I used to be like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you ain't got that shit online.
Hell no.
What you got is filters.
Yeah.
That's what you got these days.
Now it's an instant.
Right.
Yeah.
No personality.
You
Like
just
said,
look up their name. Back in the day, I mean, it might sound kind of fucked up, stalkerish, you know. It is what it is, but you fuck around, know a little girl from high school, like, shit, so-and-so. You know by where she stay because you're in the same neighborhood. You look in the phone book for her last name in the street
Yeah.
and call her up, like, psh.
They don't know about those. What was it? Was it yellow pages or white pages?
Both.
One was for business.
The white was,
One was
for
for
residential.
residential. Yeah, so it was the white pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know about that one.
Yeah, that shit was wild, man. I know I done did that once or twice.
I mean, that ain't really stalkerish. That's just how you got
Yeah,
information
that's
back
how
in the
you
day.
did it back then.
Nowadays, it seems stalkerish. You know,
Because she ain't give you her number. You
right.
just.
Because in modern times.
But that ain't no different from DMing a bitch that ain't tell you she into you.
Right.
So
Right.
I guess it's all fair game.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's just the point of view we got to look at it now. Now it just seems like it's creepy because you have to physically search for it and dig for it. But like, nah, it's the same shit. Like you say, Googling somebody or getting on Facebook and looking up somebody, it's the same shit. A lot more work. So I guess it do sound a little creepier. But
And you said some stuff earlier though that popped into my mind. It brought back some memories. You said chat line. Y'all remember? I don't know what number it was when I was in Colorado.
yeah,
Well, I used to hit that chat line shit. You don't know who was on the other line, but they used to sound so sexy. He used to pull up, and it was like,
pull up.
shh.
It got to the point where it's like it's hit and miss.
Yeah.
You talk about catfishing,
Yeah.
nigga. Well,
I felt that was the first catfish
It
right
really
there. That
was.
voice.
It really was.
Shit, and they wasn't even trying to catfish.
Nah, it was just
they got a
sight
nice,
unseen.
sexy voice, but
Yeah, you trick
They got a
yourself.
bitch sitting next to them talking while they listening.
yeah.
Man, it got to the point where
See
it was a running joke to where you pull up to the house. It got to the point where it was like, long it take for her to answer the door, the uglier she is.
She gotta get ready, or she preparing herself.
Yeah, she prepared herself because that's the first reveal.
Yeah.
After all them conversations you done had, that's the first
That's the-
reveal. So
that's
the
the
longer
first
she
one.
took, the uglier she really was.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the fine ones, they opened it up immediately, like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But the ugly ones, they playing at the door, won't answer the phone, talking through the door.
Man, I ain't never used no damn chat line.
You didn't, man.
never did,
It to me, it started off as a game. I ain't gonna lie.
It was.
It started off as a game. It was like, is this real? Okay, it's real. Let me check it out. You get there, nigga. I'm here. I done pulled off on something though.
I'm like, what?
I done called him on the phone, rolled up, say I'm outside, step outside.
Like, oh, hell no.
And then soon they stepped outside, it was like, yeah, skirt.
Man,
Roll
you
on.
got no connects to them.
Yeah,
I would too,
Nah,
shit.
yeah.
That's one thing, man. You only hear. Why you gonna do something you don't really want to do?
I don't know, man. I had some partners that gonna complete the mission. We here. You know what
Oh,
I'm
they
saying?
everybody, yeah. Oh, they was on a mission.
Oh, yeah, it was on the mission.
Yeah,
Might as well go and knock them down while you out here.
yeah.
I had standards.
Yeah, that personal interaction, that's what's missing now, man.
really
Motherfuckers rather text and FaceTime all the time instead of kicking it. Like,
Right.
they used to get on that bus, get on your bike, get a walk in. You gonna get to that bitch. I don't care if you just gotta sit on the porch with her. You chilling for a minute.
Yeah. I think technology numbed us to that, though.
To a lot.
Yeah.
You know what? Something I forgot to say at the beginning when we started this. That's something I just want to put out there. They gotta understand that relationships do more with just like sexual and
Yeah.
with your partner, whatever. when we start talking about relationships and deep, we talking about like all in the whole, because relationship breaks down to like family, friends, and shit like that. Like, and if we want to rewind it back, then you know when we was talking about how we communicate with family back in the day with the mail, it's the same shit with them. It was the same deal with them, or telephones. Like, one thing I remember going to school, when you got in trouble at school and shit, nigga, I used to try to beat my parents home to unplug the fucking
Right.
to unplug the phone so that
They can't leave.
they can't leave that voicemail or delete that hoe.
Yeah.
One or the other. So yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I just wanted to bounce back to that. You got something?
Nah, I'm just thinking shit. I ain't never get in trouble to do shit. I'm at school for a reason. I'm doing what I got to do.
I was a misunderstood person back in the day. They say I was highly misunderstood.
But you know what? I'll give you this much. The only thing that social media helped with is motherfuckers' confidence somewhat, because they'll talk to the baddest bitch.
Yeah.
Because they can put on the front. Because this bitch don't really know you, ain't seen you.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna lie. Growing up, I was a little scared of rejection. Like, man, she's gonna turn me down. So I ain't never go for the bad bitches. I just went for the ones that like me. That was straight. Like, all right, I'm fucking with it. Yeah. But now niggas will be fucking got some money, and just go for it. Like, she don't like you. She like what you putting on. That little front and shit.
Right.
That kind of brings me up to my next question. Validation. How did we used to get validated? Like, what did we do back then that validated who we was socially versus now? Because now validation is all about likes, followers, people leaving comments on your stuff. That's social media validation. But one of the things I can think of back then was like your social status was like if you was in, I don't know what, a club or something, football or...
I would say it's the same thing. It just transferred.
It just transferred over,
You still got followers.
You still got followers and stuff like that.
Because if you was a cool kid in school, you had a bunch of people hanging around you, following you. You know what I'm saying? You got that instant gratification. You had the physical... What were we saying? Physical validation.
Validation, yeah.
Because people want to hang around you, talk to you. You know, you got plenty of friends and stuff like that.
Ain't shit changed.
Ain't nothing changed. This is high school.
You got 2.0. You a car.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like it was social status. It's just regular social status versus social media status.
Yeah. So we just got a camera on it now. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. People still act the same way. Have high school arguments. You know what I'm saying? You claim, like back in the day, your relationship, oh, you ain't claiming her. Oh, you ain't posting your girl, so y'all ain't official.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Oh, you ain't claiming her. Like, what that mean?
At least you ain't had to get your ass whooped on camera back then.
Oh, man.
Man, if we had that growing up, I ain't never get my ass whooped like somebody, but boy.
Man.
I see these kids be going through it, man. They be beating on teachers. I couldn't be a teacher. These teachers.
Yeah.
Turn it up. Hey.
Catch a vibe with DJ Willie Will, Dre, and Tone Block on Zealous Vibes. Woo!